Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone Roving Mscribe, and today we're going to be talking about some DMT.
DMT updates, dude.
Not the drug, digital matter theory. We got some updates.
Yes, we do. And it's not just NAT this time.
No.
Which is, in case you didn't know, there's a
whole ecosystem
there's a
about to explode.
Yeah, so we've delved a little deeper into a few things, and it's getting us pretty excited.
I'll tell you what. I did not think I was going to be pleasantly surprised today.
Yeah, this is a reoccurring theme of why Web3 is cool, right? Why an open development is even cooler. We have experience in the past, like where, our, I guess, origin story really came from like the metaverse sector of things, and we have prior experience of introducing essentially new primitives in the context of like that market economy, I would say.
Yeah.
And whenever we actually executed on those plans, we were pleasantly surprised back in those days of like the results of that.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, wow, whenever you introduce new frameworks or tools, people tend to do really cool things with that. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's things you wouldn't even really predict.
Correct.
Could happen. Right. And so here we are again. DMT, a Bitcoin ecosystem native primitive that, was released a couple of years ago. There's been quite a bit of product experimentation and iteration along that line, NAT included, Natcats, and a whole slew of other UNATs.
Correct, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, here we are, possibly at another inflection point, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to set you up for that one, dude. You're going to have to kind of explain.
Yeah, this is quite the alley-oop for the dunk here that we're going to talk about in a second.
Yeah, hit me with that that dunk, dude.
That dunk?
Yeah.
All right, so TAP Protocol, next-gen Bitcoin collections, finally here, DMTool. It's a play on words, DMTool.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Benny or Fitzy. Somebody out there is
they're cooking.
A wordsmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for projects and artists to launch highly advanced generative collections leveraging digital matter. It says programmable assets, AI agent ready, evolving art, lore-based logic, sniperless mints, on-chain, what is that? On-chain WL?
Whitelist?
Whitelist, yeah. And delay reveal. Yeah, that's cool. So what is this? All right, so we got a tool here, link to GitHub, and here we are. So let me just read here for a second. DMTool, generative art. It says no IP art in the repo. Traits, folders are fully dynamic. Default strategy. So I was reading this, and it wasn't making exactly clear sense because you need to really be a developer to really comprehend what this does. So I did a little more AI research with this, and let me give you some context as to like how impactful this is. So I was reading this track, GitHub, and I was like, okay, I kind of understand where you're going with this, but let me verify. Mm-hmm. And so I had the AI kind of read through it, and I asked this question, and I said, in this section, there talks about assigning rarity and trait weights. I was like, does this imply that as a creator you can set weights? For example, I can set a trait that says this hat is going to be 0.001% rare. And this DMT tool will take this weight setting and it will find a rare block pattern that could occur in future blocks or has occurred in past blocks, and it will assign this rarity of 0.001% rare to that block pattern. Is this correct? Is this the correct understanding of this tool? And it says, excellent question. It says, yes. As a creator, you can assign any rarity weights, such as 0.001%, to a trait. And DMTool, when paired with a specific trait strategy, will attempt to map that rarity to a corresponding block pattern, meaning that the trait will only appear when the mint's block hash or bits field or nonce matches the pattern frequency that statistically yields your target rarity. So instead of random off-chain RNG, DMTool finds on-chain determinism that mirrors your desired rarity curve. So all that is to say is that as a creator, you don't care about, patterns and like doing the analytics and all. You just say, I want this collection, I have a bunch of traits, and because of DMT, I have to create more traits because this could occur, 100 years from now.
Yeah.
So I need to add maybe 2 to 3, 4, or 5 times as many traits and assign each trait to a rare pattern because maybe a gold staff is going to be, 0.0001% rare. And then once you do that, all I want to do is I want to set the rarity like occurrence. I don't necessarily want to find individual patterns and like download the whole blockchain and like determine for myself how rare patterns occur and then assign to each pattern. Like that's a ton of work. And so what this tool does, it says, don't worry about all that work. Just lay out your traits, assign how rare you want those traits to occur, and then this tool will map all those traits to specific patterns and match the rarity for each of those patterns. And then it'll output you the correct data to inscribe and launch a DMT collection.
Yeah, it gives you like a simulation, right?
Yeah, and it gives you a simulation.
So within that simulation, basically you can determine is like, is this what I want the final outcome to be or not, right?
Yeah.
Where you can essentially input like a block height.
Yeah.
And then see the output of results, and you can make changes.
Yeah.
In that respect. So yeah, it doesn't change the already like existing creator framework, right? Like this is what creators do or have done in NFT cycles of the past, right?
Correct.
But it's adding or injecting all the novelty of DMT without all the like extra hard labor of like trying to make your existing creative process compatible to this like new mechanism.
It required a lot of manual effort to come up with the traits and assign a specific pattern in Bitcoin because you've done the analytics that says this pattern only occurs 0.001% of the time. And so it takes away that manual effort and it says, you just give me your rate of occurrence and then I will assign you that pattern so that you don't have to worry about all that stuff.
Yeah, we saw how difficult that can be for a lot of creators, like during wave 1, right?
Yeah.
Wave 1 where, all the subsequent UNATs, post NatCats, that launched either with or without PrivAuth, with or without Mscribe, things like that, right? There was quite a wave. I would say there's more than 100 or so collections in existence.
Yeah.
So there was a sector of creatives out there, at least that were paying attention to the ordinal/DMT ecosystem that made the attempt and put in the extra effort to, again, make this art compatible. But we also remember a lot of feedback is like, man, this is difficult. Yeah. And I'm not a developer. I wouldn't know how to build like the right query indexer to actually find the patterns that I need.
Yeah.
Therefore, like other services, like kind of like spun off to kind of fulfill that need, right? So what we're saying is this can set up a wave 2 potentially.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where now there's a much broader access point for the standard typical creator who's looking for some new mechanism to kind of like sink their teeth into.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the entire NFT market, right?
Yeah. And so right here, what you're looking at here is an example, the Givening. They are doing their own collection and they are using this DMT tool. And look at the results here. This is counting up a block value just to give you an example of how dynamic this can be.
Yeah.
Right? Because others that have done this the manual way, it's more like every time you do a step count up, it's like it just changes like your glove. Yeah. Right? And it's like the first 10 changes your glove and then the next 10 changes your shirt. And like it's not as dynamic, but here you don't have to like assign the individual patterns to each individual trait in code itself. It does it automatically with this tool. And so now you can see really dynamic stuff being generated with this tool. So this is happening. So now another update by Track, DMT Discord bot now available. Distribute, sell your DMT ordinals right in your Discord community. It says features non-arbitrary digital matter collections, anti-front running, low minting costs, project reserves, easy mint flow. So right on Discord, you can deploy and mint these assets.
Yeah. So in regards to the Givening, there's another differentiator, not just the aspect of, I guess, demonstrating the tool. It's the actual mint process itself, because Give is like an already existing token. Like I think a TAP protocol token. So
it might have been the first one. I don't quite know the lore here, but it might have been the first TAP token as a test.
Yeah. So Benny and his team implemented essentially a new functionality, right? Where you could burn GIB tokens, which is like the qualifier to obtaining a mint. Which I don't know what these little fellows are called. Are they giblings? Are they
gibbers?
Gibblers?
Yeah.
Yeah, gibbers. I don't know. Are they just gibs? Pepe gives? I don't know. Oh, GibNats. That's the name.
Oh, GibNats? Okay.
So there's 8,064 of them. So that is the same supply as Natcats.
Yeah, right? Correct.
So yeah, I mean, definitely familiarize yourself with this because I can foresee others, so long as they kind of understand the premise here and like, the extra layer of ease of use now, like so long as they can, get their hands on this tool.
Yeah, so you can buy, in order to mint one of these, you need to acquire 5,000 Gibs, and you can get that at Taproot Swap. So the fees there are extremely low, so I do recommend you do that. I don't know how much 5,000 Gibs are at the moment, just because there's been a lot of people buying it on Ornal's wallet and all that stuff, so it's changed.
Let me check.
But yeah, so you acquire 5,000 of these, and then you essentially going to be burning 5,000 Gib in order to mint one of these guys.
It says 5,000. According to these listings here, it's currently valued around $100.
Oh, $100? Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, buy Gib, so that adds, a deflationary component to the Gib token itself, right?
Yep,
so
that's right.
A couple of interesting little, experimentations here around this collection, but really the tool is what's exciting us the most, right? Because, we understand the complexity of the creator dilemma when first it's like, I really like the concept of utilizing, block data as like my root substrate in determining the rarity here.
And the currents and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and then that kind of imbuing these assets with, the same immutable nature of Bitcoin itself, meaning like it can exist as long as Bitcoin does and still propagate and generate new iterations and with their own unique rarity scores, essentially. And I had really minimal influence on that. I just kind of set the parameters.
As a developer, you can design this any way you want. And so, like, for example, a mint has an inscription ID, which is essentially a hash of the transaction to mint this. And you can use that hash to determine the trait rarity too, as well. So that means that you cannot know what you're going to get until you actually mint it itself.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so this is completely based off of Bitcoin. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen, or the rate of occurrence we can't know, and also the traits you can't know, right? Until everything is minted out. And then in future mints that occur, let's say, 10, 15 years from now, because the pattern occurs again, you're going to have to mint again, and you still can't know what traits you're going to receive. Yeah. And you might get lucky and receive a really extremely rare trait. So, all right. So moving on, an update with Natcats. So as Bitcoin block 919296, all future Natcat supply will be automatically issued to Natcat holders. Through an on-chain decentralized distribution system, Natcats will enable P2P perpetual distribution, a Bitcoin native mechanism developed by Evie. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. This is the motivation here is that Natcats was the first UNAT to exist. It went crazy, went like essentially a 10,000x. And the concern here is like, well, I don't exactly know when Natcats are going to reoccur again. Yeah. Because the pattern is 3B in the bits field. It could occur tomorrow. It could occur, 10 years from now. We cannot know. And so it looks like there could be some sort of bot out there waiting for that 3B to occur. And if that bot executes when that pattern occurs and consumes the next 2016 Natcats, which is roughly 20% of the supply, it could disrupt the whole thing.
Yeah. That has been like the anxiety.
Yeah, 100%. Right? I totally get that.
Yeah, so we've talked about that, discussed openly, with the community for a while now. It's like, what are some mechanisms that can be put in place, at least as like a stopgap solution until something a little bit more permanent is implemented and integrated into like the existing UNAT framework itself, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the urgency of the situation, clearly has gotten to EV, so he's essentially created his own solution here.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of feedback from the community as far as like, is this like a fork? Is this not a fork?
Mm-hmm.
What does this actually all mean and all entail? It's a deep topic that we kind of feel like needs more time in order to like really delve into.
Yeah, for sure.
Which will be part of the podcast this weekend. So
yeah, if
you're interested to hear more about like the Natcats, how that all works for one,
mm-hmm.
right? What are the differences between, the existing frameworks within the DMT protocol supported by TAP?
Right.
Because this is a new indexing system, right?
Yeah. And part of, I invite you guys to read this, and there's another GitHub link provided by EV that goes into a little bit more detail. But the rules change here, right? So not only are Natcats going to be distributed to NAT holders, but there's going to be one address that receives 10% of future supply.
Mm-hmm.
And so that could have different kinds of implications, like who controls that address? Is this now a DAO? How do you maintain control of that address indefinitely?
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah, another basket of new issues to solve, right?
Yeah.
On-chain governance now, all these things, right? So, yeah, we'll go into that on the podcast.
Yeah, so the links will be in the description. Definitely read up. There's a ton of depth here. In other news, the Royals. So I found this to be quite entertaining. TJ, I want you to confirm whether this is entertaining or not. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. We got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, Metazone, Roby, and Mscribe, and today we're going to be talking about some digital matter theory.
As should.
We're back at it like NAT addicts.
That's a good one, dude. NAT addicts?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. Natcats?
Natcats?
Yeah. That's NAT speak, by the way. The camera changes are so good. The ticker NAT into like common day vernacular.
If you know, you know.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. So you need to know. So this is what we do. We cooked up a pretty cool token here with the NAT, non-arbitrary token.
Yep.
They don't even know what.
They do not know what's about to hit them.
Well, yeah, they don't know
that Bitcoin has an official second subsidy.
A lot of you guys who are just, learning about NAT, maybe even taking a step beyond learning.
If you're watching this, you're one of these guys. Those guys are NAT ready.
Fucking lasers, dude.
Yeah, lasers are good.
NAT ready has. God damn it, dude. What do you call it?
It's a double entendre.
Double entendre.
Has two meanings.
M&M speak.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's like you're either NAT ready or you're NAT ready. Right?
Well, the hand movements too.
Yes. Yeah, everything. NAT ready.
They're NAT ready.
Right. That is the double entendre, right? So, and that is the first mover in proving that concept.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So stay tuned to the channel. We're going to have a lot more substance to kind of spill here in terms of, what we're cooking up, and you're going to want to pay attention to what that is. So if you find anything else you think is interesting in the crypto space.
That I can sit through, actually. Like these clips of us. I can't sit through like the real version of us. So now I guess it must not be my voice that I hate. It must be my my face,
your physical appearance.
Yeah, it's like because I hear my voice and I'm like, I could deal with this, but
yeah,
I hate looking at myself, dude. I don't know.
Really,
some sort of deep-seated insecurity there discovered.
We actually received a ton of feedback on the last week's podcast this past Saturday, and I was surprised. Of the feedback.
What was the feedback?
Well, for one, we gained a brother.
Oh, always want that. We need more brothers, dude. We need a brotherhood here. Yes.
But another thing is people want to join a call to know what's going on.
Oh, that's
what's
right.
Up?
Yeah, I could imagine since we kind of like set that up. We're like, if you're interested, yeah, you're right. They're having a lot of inquiries of like kind of like, okay, we hear you. We understand the significance of further deeper alignment to this like next phase of what happens in the context beyond NAT, I guess, or like because NAT is from our point of view is basically like a will in motion. Like it is a NAT stoppable force. There's not much left to do to that, but there's a lot we can do outside of NAT itself to kind of amplify things and add more fuel to that momentum of growth.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
But it's going to require a massive collaboration.
Yeah.
And we kind of set the premise during the podcast, right?
Correct, yeah.
So we got a lot of interest.
Yeah, we did.
Well, that means we need to step up, dude.
Yeah.
Because they need access to certain tools and certain
Correct.
They're
going to
features.
They're going to need to know exactly what's happening here.
Yeah.
It's another problem just to put it wrap it up. It's a problem solution thing. So we've identified a problem. We're going to try to get you guys to agree that yes, this is a valid problem. And then we're going to try to get you guys to agree that yes, this is a valid solution. And that's the point of the call.
Okay, so when should people expect these calls? We'll have more details next podcast, I guess.
Yeah, join the Discord, Mscribe Discord. We're going to probably make an announcement there that a week from that announcement is going to be where the call is had, and it's not going to be recorded. Mm-hmm. It's literally human-to-human communication, and that's it.
Might be a sprinkle of AI in there, taking notes.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah. All right, continuing on. We're almost done here. According to the on-chain data, approximately 4,000 BTC have flowed out from Binance into Bit.com platform in the last 20 hours.
That's weird.
That is super weird,
It's
dude.
Quite the coincidence. Because if you don't know, Bit.com is another exchange on the horizon preparing to list NAT, right?
Yeah. So Rome is like, are these 4,000 Bitcoin to buy NAT?
Oh, I love and hate this stuff, dude. this whole speculation thing, It's because it's like, man, imagine if,
Yeah.
Imagine if there's like some Chinese whale out there who just gets it.
Yeah.
Probably has 50,000 Bitcoin.
Sure.
And he's like, you know what? This 4,000 here, this is going to be allocated to the security budget of the future to strengthen the value of the remaining 46,000 Bitcoin that I hold.
Correct. Yeah.
He just gets it that hard, and then Nat sends to $1 billion.
Yes. For sure.
Or not. Or it has nothing to do with that, right? Damn it.
I mean, it's pretty weird that this tweet,
yeah, the coincidence, right?
I've never seen tweets where they talk about Bitcoin going from
from Binance
to Bit.com.
Yeah. Yeah, why, right?
I don't understand. This doesn't make sense.
I mean, money flows, dude.
It seems so.
Yeah.
All right. So finally, I'm going to read you this tweet from Elon. I think you're going to appreciate this. This is, without context, this is true. This is why Bitcoin is based on energy. You can issue fake fiat currency, and every government in history has done so, but it is impossible to fake energy.
Correct.
Yeah, this is 4 years ago when Elon says, what do you mean? What do you mean Bitcoin is consuming so much energy? This is bad.
Yeah, not this statement.
This
statement. This is
a
very recent statement.
Yeah, this statement occurred
today.
Yeah.
Yes, today.
Several hours ago.
Yeah, but you're saying it's
a counter to what he said 4 years ago.
Yeah, he contextualized the energy component in relation to Bitcoin as a negative back then. It's this is kind of like a waste of energy. But now, because in that 4-year gap, he's had closer experience to how governments operate and function. He's kind of truth pilled himself a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, this whole system is bullshit. Yep. And it's based on vapor and perpetual inflation and baseless money. Well, it's not baseless, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But in the context of Bitcoin now, it's at least it's backed by something that's
unforgeable.
Correct. So that's interesting. We kind of
but here's something else.
Thing.
So Zero Hedge is quoting his own tweet here. It says, has anybody done the math on how many hundreds of nuclear power plants the U.S. will need by 2028 for all these AI daily circle jerk deals to be powered? And then he says, the money is not the problem. AI is the new global arms race, and capital expenditures will eventually be funded by governments, U.S. and China. If you want to know why gold and silver and Bitcoin are soaring, it's the debasement to fund the AI arms race. So you're basically printing out new dollars, therefore Bitcoin and gold is going up, so that you can spend those funny money to build your AI infrastructure and power infrastructure, because this is the arms race.
Yes.
And so what's interesting is that the thesis here is what we sort of kind of identify in the NAT paper, that the United States is essentially right now, according to Zero Hedge, is printing money to fund AI, and eventually the United States, because they hold, let's say, 4 million Bitcoin, they're going to print money to power Bitcoin.
Through what mechanism?
If NAT doesn't work, right? If the security budget continues, and there's going to be one centralized miner of Bitcoin, they're going to print dollars to power Bitcoins to prevent some sort of state actor to attack Bitcoin.
Yeah, assuming, this thesis actually plays out where Bitcoin becomes that like integral component to extending the dollar.
The dollar hegemony, yeah.
Yeah, then they have all the incentive and motivation to, act altruistically.
So if you don't want Bitcoin to be completely centralized, you would buy NAT, because that is the counter offensive to a centralized Bitcoin.
Yeah, which, obviously would be a travesty of an outcome in the context of like how Bitcoin originated and then how it ended up becoming. Yeah. It's just another institutional cog in the system. Right?
Yeah, it's no different than like fiat currencies, centralized, controlled, censored, all that stuff. So yeah, Elon is coming to it, and what I'm saying is people will wake up to the fact that security comes from the cost of attack, and it is a function of consuming more energy. Bitcoin consuming more energy is a good thing.
Yeah, it's something we all need to optimize for.
Yes.
Not advocate for the reduction of that, the way Michael Saylor, for some reason, continually keeps doing, where he's like...
Yeah, that's incorrect. Michael Saylor is actually wrong.
He actually is. And again, it could be a 5D chess move or just like an overemphasis on like the single point of attack, which is like convincing people to buy this stuff.
Yeah.
To the point where like any other endeavor is like a fruitless pursuit.
Yeah. He's telling people don't buy ASICs to secure the network. Instead, buy Bitcoin, because Bitcoin goes up 30% compound annual growth rate.
Yeah.
While your ASICs depreciate 30% year over year.
Yeah. So, read the NAT paper.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
All right, guys, that's it for us. If you find anything interesting in the space, definitely let us know, and join the Discord. We're gonna have a call here maybe in about a week or so, and yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.